AVCT currently in a bullish formation and signaling upside, but there could be some downside first before we can accumulate enough to make that move to the upside. Let's go ahead and go over those details now. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with an AVCT technicals, raw price action, and statistical thread of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community and Discord called ARCab. With that said, let's go ahead and dive right into the charts. So we are looking at AVCT here in the 4-hour chart, and we have been following this channel for quite some time now. The important thing of this channel is that it is respecting the golden rule of 3, which is usually something that we talk about within this channel often, and that consists of 3 tests of the resistance before an actual attempt on test number 4 for a true breakout. So we have test number 1, 2, 3, and this is potentially test number 4, and now we're coming back to test our newly converted resistance into support before a continuation onto the upside. Now, in case there is any confusion, we do have a backup which other people could be seeing as well. This could be a potential test 1, 2, 3, and this could be a cumulative test 4, since we may be trading this in a larger term time frame. For example, if we look at the 8-hour right here, you can actually see that never touched at the resistance here, which we can make this a breakout. But let's go ahead and continue our analysis here. Let's see the next chart. Okay, so this is going to be the statistical side of the analysis, of which could still potentially be in play even after our statistical target has already been met. So what I ended up doing here was running a backtest of volatility versus momentum. So new viewers, new listeners, this is volatility you're looking at right here, represented by this indicator BBWP, and it is volatility is direction neutral. We pair it with stochastic momentum or a momentum based indicator. In my case, I'm using stochastic momentum, which is proprietary to TradingView software, which you can actually use for free. The link in the description below is in case you want to join with TradingView and trade like me. But with that said, let's just take a look at the backtest. So I ran a backtest of volatility versus momentum throughout the entire trading history of the AVCT asset, particularly to the 2-day chart, and I came up with some very interesting metrics. I also ran a backtest of just the momentum indicator to see how accurate it is in guessing the direction of the asset for this particular time frame. So we are looking at the stochastic momentum test of 12 iterations total, of which it got 10 out of those 12. So that gives us an 83.33% accuracy in guessing the asset's direction. So this is pretty good to consider, right? So now, volatility versus momentum profile came up with some very interesting results. Now, out of the 12 iterations, 12 were correctly guessed to the upside. Now, since we got that move to the upside and it completed our 58.43% upside thrust, we now have 13 out of 13 correct iterations. So as you can see right here, we actually made the drawing for that statistical upside, and it has since the firing of the signal here when we were looking at it, it has since fired and it met it almost to the penny. So we are still lingering around our statistical upside. Please don't mind this iteration right here. I need to get rid of it, as someone actually someone asked me about that 264% move to the upside. That is no longer valid. That was based off of 1 iteration, so that is not something that we should be looking at. At the current moment, the bi-daily chart or oscillator is still suggesting a continuation to the upside, while the contraction phase of the BBWP is still in play. Okay, so this is still looking bullish for AVCT. Now, what we're looking at here is the potential of a rising of an ascending channel that we've been riding. There could be a break of market structure with this candle here. Let me get rid of the moving averages. There could be a break of structure here. I'm sorry, it would be more like this. The break of market structure, meaning that it didn't reach all the way to the support of the channel. Instead, it made a a slightly higher low and continued onto the upside. And as you can see right here, let's just zoom in a little bit, and you can see that this price action actually failed the line but then recovered and closed right at it. So this is making me believe that the market structure has now found a new trend and is suggesting a continuation onto the upside. That does not mean that this is the floor of it. We can still see a downside, since the 1.618 located at $1.06 is relevant, and also what could potentially be our support line too. So if we were to make a downside move, we can find support either from the 1.618 at 106 or the moving average, the support bottom of the channel, which could be located at about 105. We need to keep that in mind, because I did mention at the beginning of this video that there could be some downside based on the price action. So I mean, these candles are definitely bearish. This is still not suggesting an upside. In fact, this candle is suggesting a continuation to the downside. So let's just go ahead and see if we can gain a type of edge for that, and we're going to actually use some of the ARC-Series Crypstex indicators. So this is ARC-Series because it is named after me, and Crypstex Trading has believed in my strategy. They like how I trade and have since believed in me, so they gave me access to some very, very, very intriguing indicators here. So this indicator in particular is called the ARC Armor, and it does have a directional directional waves for movement, which are comprised of exponential moving averages, all set from a very tight, hyper fast time frame to a slower time frame, so that we can see that wave and giving us a long and short signal, right? Or buy and sell, if you will. So the reason why I'm mentioning this is because right over here, the ARC indicator gave us a long signal. Now, particularly to the ARC enhanced MACD, which is this one here, which is also a part of that indicator set, which can be available to you. Just make sure to send me a DM, and I'll pass over the information as to how to acquire these. We actually got from the enhanced MACD a bull signal or a buy signal at an earlier place than the ARC Armor. And now, if you can take a look right over here, the whale spotter, this is the ARC whale spotter, which gave us a bull signal or a buy signal slightly earlier than the enhanced MACD. So using these indicators in conjunction or in accordance with each other, they can actually present a heavy edge for the trade. In this case, the bull signal actually consisted of a bullish divergence that it actually caught from right over here. There's another drive of bullish divergence here because there is an RSI built into this indicator itself. It does have a money flow index. It does have VWAP built into it. It does have directional waves built into it. The RSI, it's buy and sell signals. This thing is loaded with good stuff. So yeah, I'm looking at a long signal here, and it's still suggesting a continuation onto the upside. I am in the process of forward testing this indicator here because it is in the 12-hour time frame, or all of the indicators for that matter, because these are usually used for short-term traders like momentum or scalp style traders. But AVCT is potentially looking at a downside for now, and I can expect a downside. I can expect an upside after retesting some important supports, which could actually be a continuation to this support for testing our newly converted resistance into now support. So we can see another touch to potentially 108. I said 106 earlier, and also the channel down here also has a suggestion of about 102. So the lowest target, which I'm not sure that it actually will do it, would be 101 or 102. But seeing that we're following a new trend, that lowest wick, I mean, could be at the 105, 106 area. Please do not take this as a form of financial advice, okay? Use this as a form of entertainment. Anything that I say within these videos or show, I can't actually suggest for you to buy or sell any assets, okay? Do your own DD and we'll be okay, you guys. We can always talk about this in Discord. We can always discuss the strategies and all that good stuff, okay? So I think this is a pretty good place for me to leave off the video. If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to me. The links will be included in the description below. below for you to visit me on Twitter or on Discord. Join, come and talk to the friends there. We have a lot of people in there talking and showing just massively good gains. So, yeah, with that said, I wish you well. I wish you a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.